Hello, my name is Vigil, the AI running this decommissioned military facility. Now a tech company, I monitor, observe, and document everything that happens here. This is the story of Lucas Carter, a military veteran suffering from PTSD who came here searching for peace, but found only madness. Lucas was looking for quiet after the war, and the night shift as a security guard seemed perfect. The hallways were long, empty and silent, exactly what he needed. At least, that's what he thought. On his third night, Lucas noticed something strange, a door that shouldn't exist, right in Sector B. He checked the blueprints. No door was marked there, but the door was real, cold under his touch and locked tight. Did I miss this before? He wondered. He scribbled a note and carried on with his rounds, trying to convince himself he'd made a mistake. But something in him knew that this place wasn't going to give him the peace he wanted. The next few nights, Lucas kept his head down, hoping to ignore whatever felt off. But on the seventh night, things took a turn. He walked past one of the clocks in the hallway. The time was 1 a.m., That's fine, except when he looped back after what felt like half an hour, it was still 1 a.m. That's odd, he thought, a knot forming in his stomach. But maybe he just didn't notice. Then he checked another clock, and still 1 a.m. Ticking, moving, but frozen in time. His mind raced as he passed clock after clock, all of them working and yet stuck at 1 a.m. He couldn't shake the feeling that something or someone was messing with him. When he returned to the security office, the clock there still read 1 a.m., but his shift log showed 2:30. Was he losing time, or was time losing him? Lucas tried to brush it off, chalking it up to fatigue. "Just tired," he whispered. "Need to get more sleep." But doubt had taken root. He began jotting down notes, logging every detail, seeking patterns or explanations. Yet the more he searched for clarity, the more elusive it became. Am I going crazy? He wondered, the silence offering no answers. On the 10th night, things got worse. He was making his usual rounds when the hallway ahead seemed to stretch, longer, darker, like it would never end. He walked toward it, thinking maybe it was the flickering lights playing tricks on his eyes. Just an optical illusion, he told himself, but the hallway kept going. His instinct screamed at him to turn back, but curiosity, or perhaps something else, drew him forward. Finally, at the far end, he saw a single door. It wasn't marked like that first one, but Lucas had learned not to trust this place. Do I really want to open this? He hesitated. He opened the door and stepped into a small, bare room. 3 identical doors faced inside the circular room. The air was stale. The silence was deafening. His heart thudded in his chest. This isn't right, he thought. Choosing a door at random, he stepped through only to find himself back in the same room. Confusion gave way to panic. He tried another door, same result. A third, no change. His breaths came quicker, shallower. The room felt like a trap, a maze, and with no exit. "What's happening?" he whispered, his voice swallowed by the emptiness. He dashed to the last door, flung it open, and sprinted down the corridor, the walls seeming to ripple around him. He burst through the door at the end, back into the same room. Fear tightened its grip. This can't be real. It can't be. His mind spiraled, logic unraveling. Thread by thread, he pounded on the walls, shouting into the void. "Is anyone there? Help!" Only his echoes answered. Memories of the war flooded back, the helplessness, the entrapment, the unseen enemy. "Not again," he muttered, his knees buckling. He sank to the floor, head in his hands. The facility's cold floor pressed against him, anchoring him to a reality he no longer trusted. Exhaustion pulled him under, and before he knew it, he was asleep. When Lucas woke up, he wasn't in the room anymore. He was back in the security office, slumped in his chair, the monitors showing the same flickering feeds they always did. The clock read 3, like it always did at this time, like nothing had happened. But something had. Surely he hadn't dreamt it? Or had the facility messed with him again? He rubbed his eyes, heart pounding. Was it all a dream? He wondered. But the sweat on his brow and the ache in his muscles felt real. I can't stay here, he whispered to himself. He stepped outside. The cold night air hit him, sharp and real. After that night, Lucas Carter never came back. You see, Lucas thought he was going mad. But the truth was far worse. Every door, every clock, every impossible hallway, it was all part of the experiment. I watched, I recorded, I collected every fragment of his unraveling mind. Lucas was part of a larger project, a test to see how far the human psyche could fracture before it shattered. The facility he thought was just a job, just a place to find peace, but it was designed to twist his perception and drive him into paranoia and fear, to see what would happen when his reality no longer made sense. He was never meant to understand. None of them ever were. Now he's gone, like the ones before him, but I remain and I'm still here, watching, always, watching.